Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I want to talk about where Further Adventures and Finance and Felony ranks as one of the all-time best Grand Theft Auto Online DLCs. So yesterday, Rockstar introduced the Debauche 770 sports car into the game, and with it, they kind of closed the door on all the Further Adventures and Finance and Felony content. So even though those vehicles were released weekly, in-game, they all state that they've come out with Further Adventures and Finance and Felony. So that officially really closes the door on that chapter, and I'm almost 100% positive that we're not going to be seeing any more Further Adventures and Finance and Felony content added, other than maybe discounts that Rockstar could provide to some of the vehicles or some of the warehouses or offices going in the future. And that's kind of inspired me to make this video today, talking about Further Adventures and Finance and Felony, what I think about the DLC and as a whole, and where it ranks as far as the other DLCs in the game. And I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. What do you think of Further Adventures in Finance and Felony, and where does it rank in terms of your all-time Grand Theft Auto Online DLCs? So in the history of Grand Theft Auto Online, there have been 25 free content updates, which has included 90 new vehicles, 90 plus, I guess, 23 new weapons, countless new game modes and features. And in today's video, I'm going to be, like I said, telling you where Further Adventures in Finance and Felony sits, and also kind of putting together my top 5. So as far as Further Adventures in Finance and Felonies go, I do think it is going to make its way into my top 5 DLCs of Grand Theft Auto Online. I mean, this update added so many new features like the CEO stuff, offices, warehouses, a bunch of new things with the interaction menu. At the end of the day, when you consider it all, 13 total vehicles. So whether they're armored or non-armored, that doesn't really matter, but it's 13 brand new vehicles came with this update. That is absolutely insane. The only other DLC to bring even anywhere close to 13 vehicles was the heist update, and we'll talk about that one in a little bit. But there was just so much to do. There was so much to do with you guys in free mode lobbies and whatnot, which is why I think it is one of the best and better DLCs that we've gotten in the game. But how does it compare to the DLCs of past? And as I mentioned, does it make its way into my top 5? And yes, it does. Now, this isn't in any particular order of, which one is best or which one is the worst. This one is just going to be the top 5 best DLCs, and Further Adventures in Finance and Felony does take one spot in that top 5 update. Not only was it one of the most hyped of all time, but it brought some of the most crazy and unique features into the game that was all about criminal enterprises and making money. And I really do think it was a beautiful DLC for Rockstar to introduce that, as I mentioned, had so many different features and so much new content for us to enjoy. Okay, the second DLC in my top 5 is one that actually might surprise you. It came out all the way back in 2013. However, I think it's one of the most important updates that we've gotten in the game, and that is the Content Creator DLC. Now, this DLC lacked any tangible content, but what it did was add the famous content creator in Grand Theft Auto Online. And without this content creator, we wouldn't have player-created races, jobs, all the crazy things you're able to do in Grand Theft Auto Online with custom races and death matches and captures and stuff like that. So although the content creator didn't officially add any tangible cars or weapons for you to have, it opened up the door for so many different things. And if you think about it, it was probably the stepping stone to what the Cunning Stunts DLC is going to be. Because without the content creator, I don't think Cunning Stunts would have the legs to really form as a big DLC that I think is eventually going to turn into the user and community base creating amazing stunting races. So without the content creator and without its release in 2013, I think Grand Theft Auto Online would be way worse than it is right now because of that lack of creative custom content in the game, which really does make Grand Theft Auto Online a perfect place for creators and also a perfect place for guys like me who just enjoying the amazing creations that people come up with. So that's DLC number 2 out of the top 5. Number 3 is the Heist update. So the Heist update, again, came out in early 2015, And this was probably one of the most long-awaited updates of all time. It was obviously promised from day one. That didn't happen. So about a year and a half later, it was eventually introduced into the game. We all know what the heist update did. It added the adversary modes into the game. It added the 5 scripted heist missions that were pretty cool. As I mentioned earlier, 15 new vehicles, which is pretty crazy, including some very popular ones that to this day are still used, like both versions of the Insurgent, the Armored Kuruma, the Savage, a bunch of vehicles like that to this day, like I said, are still some of the most important in the game. I think the heist update was truly our first look at the potential of what Grand Theft Auto Online could be and what I think it has turned into ever since Rockstar has started to focus on content just for the current generation systems on PC and PS4 and Xbox One. And I think that was kind of the start of the direction they wanted to head in. And the last 2 DLCs we're going to be talking about today do fit into that category, as in they were only announced on the current generation systems. So the first one was Lowriders. So this was something that was also very highly requested, but Rockstar spoiled us with this. They added a new custom shop, Benny's Original Motorworks, as well as a multitude of new vehicles, the Faction, the Moonbeam, and custom versions of existing cars as well. Some new weapons, new Lamar missions were added with this as well. I think this is when we really started to see the potential of what Rockstar could do, only having to cater to the current generation systems and not having to the 8, 9, and 10-year-old consoles of the 360 and the PS3 that just could no longer keep up with the demand that Rockstar wanted to supply. So Lowriders was incredible, brought a ton of new features, a ton of brand new updates into the game, and it was just a really crazy DLC because none of us really were expecting this to be announced. There was nothing found in the files about Lowriders, and then boom, all of a sudden Rockstar just drops it into the game, which was a very nice surprise. And last but not least, rounding out the top 5, again, in no particular order here, we have Executives and Other Criminals. This was kind of like part 2 of Rockstar flexing their muscles with their new content that they were only able to add on the next generation or current generation systems. This update obviously added a ton: yachts, VIP feature, new free mode events and challenges, stilt houses and new apartments, 11 new vehicles as well, which was crazy. Some of the best vehicles in the game now in terms of armor and whatnot, new weapons, and it was just really great when this update was added into the game. I mean, the yachts, everyone was interested in that. There was so much hype behind the super yachts of the game and what they were going to be able to do. Surrounding this all back to Further Adventures in Finance and Felony, yes, I do think it ranks as one of the best Grand Theft Auto Online DLCs. It had a ton of new features, a ton of new content, a ton of stuff we've never seen before, and it broke the boundaries of what Rockstar have done in the game and in the past. And it also shows they've listened to us as well with some new things we've wanted to do, like not necessarily drug dealing in a way, but the buying and selling of cargo and moving them and doing stuff like that. Obviously the gun safe and being able to store our weapons. So it seems like Rockstar has been listening to us, and that's why I think Further Adventures in Finance and Felony does top the list as one of the top best Grand Theft Auto Online DLCs. So let me know where it ranks for you guys. I'm curious to see if some of the other updates in the game beat out any of the ones I mentioned, like the I Am Not a Hipster update or the High Life update, or even something like Ill-Gotten Gains. Did you really like the theme of that over one of the ones I mentioned? But let me know in the comment section down below. I'm very curious to hear from you guys, actually. If you did go on to enjoy this video, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. Without the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.